Friday is now 30 years old. Wow. Just wow. This is crazy for me because I was raised with Friday. I first saw it back in 1997. My mother had it on VHS and watched it with her friends whilst 5-year-old me was in the room. It sounds bad, but it did me no harm. I was too young to understand any of it. I mean, I thought they were smoking cigarettes here. And I ended up falling in love with Friday. The sunny environment full of fun characters was welcoming to me, and Chris Tucker's lunacy appealed to my young childish mind. I rewatched that VHS tape many times, dude. I know most of the dialogue off by heart by now. And can you blame me? Friday has remarkable dialogue, one of the most quotable films ever. However, being raised with these iconic characters was more than just a great time. It also molded me as a film fan. Friday is the sole reason why I love hood movies and grounded, minimalist, slice-of-life pieces. Grounded films are what mostly inspire my own writing, so seriously, I owe Friday a lot. How could I not celebrate its 30th with a video? So if you're yet to see this classic, let me sell it to you before talking heavy spoilers. Set entirely on one Friday, we follow Craig, played by Ice Cube, as he hangs out in the ghettos of South Central with his best friend, Smokey, played by Chris Tucker. They get into debt with a local drug dealer and have to figure out a way to make it to Saturday. So, Friday was a first-time project for many of the cast and crew. Plenty of the actors began their careers here. It was director F. Gary Gray's first movie, and it was also the first movie Ice Cube and DJ Pooh wrote. And all three were friends before Friday. F. Gary Gray directed the music video for Ice Cube's most famous song, It Was a Good Day, and DJ Pooh produced that song. They worked well together, so they did the same for this movie and made magic.
Whenever we together, it's just magic.
One of the reasons Friday was made was simply to show a different side of South Central. Most films about South Central typically portrayed it as a hellhole. Heck, Ice Cube was in one of those films just a few years prior.
Turn your punk ass off!
But the danger aside, Ice Cube and the rest had great times growing up in South Central. They had some fun. So they wanted to make a movie that reflected their upbringings. Ergo, F. Gary Gray used many houses from his childhood as locations for the film. He wanted his sense of home to permeate the screen, and that's what ended up happening. Friday very much gives us a great sense of home and good times, without sugarcoating South Central. The end result is a time capsule of 90s urban life, a very grounded comedy that uses real life for inspiration. It instantly grew a fan base back in 1997, but now, in 2025? Well, it's safe to say that I'm not the only person still talking about Friday. It's become a cultural phenomenon. It spawned 2 flawed but very fun sequels. I can't wait to review them somewhere down the road. And in 2007, an animated TV show came out too. That was crazy for me because I'd wanted a cartoon of Friday since I was 5. Cathartic. F. Gary Gray and Ice Cube collaborated again 20 years later on the biopic Straight Outta Compton, the film about Ice Cube's band NWA. And there's a great scene in it where Ice Cube, played by his son, is writing Friday's script.
You got knocked the fuck out.
How's Friday coming?
This shit is funny.
That brought a smile to my face. And I loved seeing cast members replaying their characters for other projects, like Faison Love being interviewed by DJ Vlad entirely in character as his Friday character, Big Worm.
Because Craig is more responsible than Smokey.
Nice. Ice Cube, Mike Epps, and John Witherspoon returned as their iconic characters for a quick basketball advert.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you boys in the kitchen.
And that was the last time Witherspoon ever played as Willie Jones. R.I.P. you absolute legend. I really appreciated seeing Chris Tucker and Tiny Lister on stage, playing as themselves but acting more like Smokey and Debo.
Oh, give me that shit. Man, get out.
Oh, no, man.
Hey, you extra acting. It's too much acting.
R.I.P. to Tiny Lister as well, man. But are you ready for the coolest bit of trivia? Just out of curiosity, I looked up the address of the Friday house on Google Maps. I was shocked to find it listed as an official landmark. And the people living there have truly embraced Friday's legacy, guys, because they always leave 2 chairs outside to resemble the film. There's a shot of the scene displayed on their wall outside, and they also have an advert. Pay them $10 and they'll let you get a picture sat on their chairs. Hey, I don't blame them, man. The amount of toxic, obnoxious fans they've had to deal with over the years, I'd want compensation too. I can't believe I stumbled across such a cool bit of trivia by accident, man. So yes, Friday has affected many people and still continues to do so. So if you're yet to see it, give it a try and see if it affects you the same way. For now, let's review Friday. Big spoilers up ahead. Now, right out of the gate, you can see Friday taking inspiration from Boys in the Hood. Both films are set in the black ghettos of South Central. Nia Long plays the love interest in both films. They both star Ice Cube, and Ice Cube begins Friday wearing the same clothes he wore at the end of Boys in the Hood, except his shirt is a bit more green here. And of course, the father is a traditional hard-working masculine role model who discourages his son from picking up a gun.
Give me the gun, son.
Give me the gun.
But Friday does stand on its own 2 feet, for many reasons. The first one is, it's really funny. With all of these established comedians ad-libbing, it's no surprise that many takes were ruined by crew members breaking into fits of laughter. John Witherspoon as Willie Jones, simply perfect. His improvised epic rants will never be forgotten.
Hey, bang up his ass. I don't give a damn. You get your ass on out of this house, boy.
Anthony Johnson as Ezell, too quotable.
My neck and my back. Oh.
Angela Means is brilliant as Felicia, man. With only 5 minutes of screen time, she somehow manages to evoke such humor and sympathy at the same time.
I need to borrow your car right quick.
What kind of shit is that?
Angela Means even wrote Felicia a private background story just to help immerse herself in the role. Friday is full of such dedicated talent, man.
I did so much work on Felicia. I did so much. I wrote a bio. I wish I still had that bio. That bio would be worth something now.
Tiny Lister as Debo, he's never been better. He's too scary to be funny, of course, but how everyone else reacts to him, priceless. But my personal favorite, and I guess everyone's, is Chris Tucker as Smokey. This was Tucker's first movie role, and he did it so well that it launched him into stardom. It's easy to see why. He's probably one of the funniest sidekicks in comedy history. Iconic isn't a strong enough word.
And you know this, man?
But Friday's brilliance is made up of more than just its jokes. There's a fair amount of drama here too. Instead of just using Smokey's weed addiction for laughs, he actually gets a serious moment where he contemplates how it put him and Craig in debt, endangering them.
I'm sorry I got you in this shit. I'm gonna tell him you ain't had nothing to do with it. I'm gonna face the consequences. If I get dealt with, I get dealt with.
Doesn't really go anywhere, and Smokey doesn't learn a thing by the end of the film. But it's still refreshing to see comedy characters be more than just the jokes they tell. And the ending fight feels real. There are no jokes to ruin the drama, it's not overly choreographed, and you can tell that these aren't stuntmen. Ice Cube and Tiny Lister are really doing this stuff. It's gritty. So, the dark dramatic elements do mix with the comedy quite well, but they do clash at times for me. The first drive-by scene is surprisingly scary and effective, but during the second one, the bullets start flying and Smokey just becomes unfazed and starts shooting back whilst yelling silly lines. It's so out of place and just butchers the tension. It also annoys me how Craig, who is not a gangster, just tried to kill in self-defense, and yet the film never even mentions that life-altering experience for what little runtime is left. Like, they made a big deal out of him getting high, or fighting Debo, but skip past this? Yeah, the drama doesn't always work in this comedy, but as a slice-of-life piece, it mostly excels. Friday relishes all of the simple mundane details of real life, like hanging outside your house, talking to the neighbors, going to the store. You feel like you're a fly on the wall watching real life play out. And just like in real life, the smallest of actions in Friday can cause a domino effect, leading to unpredictable outcomes. When Debbie innocently hooks Smokey up with her friend Rita on a blind date,
Just call her, all right?
there's no way you could have seen that leading to the ending fight scene. But it does, because the film has such a natural, organic flow to it all. It feels authentic. It's wonderful writing that barely even feels like writing. But my favorite aspects of Friday's realism are I guess I'll call them the dead ends. See, in real life, our days are full of frivolous, forgettable moments that lead to nowhere. Most movies tend to remove such moments for the sake of smoother storytelling, but Friday doesn't. It embraces those moments. For example, when Debo says hi to Stanley,
What's up, Stanley? Well, fuck you then, punk.
why did Stanley react like that? Why was he so hot and bothered? I don't know. Nothing comes of it. So why don't I see this reaction as wasted time? Because it sells me the illusion that this small side character has his own personal life off screen, and it's troubling him. I love it. It's the same as when we see the mother coming back home from work. It just shows us that she's been living her life off screen and fleshes her out. It's great. And there are many moments like these, dude. Craig's nutty girlfriend, Joy, calling and hanging up the phone.
Hello?
The mother being two-faced when she sees Mrs. Parker.
Now she gonna be ashamed of herself coming out looking like that. Hey, girl!
Hey, how you doing?
The sister's friend, China, who just comes and then goes.
Stop! Come over here with that attitude, girl.
The glass of water with the dirty ice cube.
Took long enough.
I know.
They don't serve the plot at all, but they do convey realism. So I do love these dead-end details, but one of them really does waste our time and goes to prove why Hollywood typically removes them. When we're first introduced to Craig, we're constantly told that Craig needs a job or he'll get kicked out.
You need a job.
Around here, you're gonna work, go to school. Look for a job. Go look for a job today.
We think that this is setting up the main character's arc, but no. Craig never looks for a job and he never gets one. The extended cut does slightly improve this by hinting at the end that Craig will get his old job back, the one he was fired from.
Oh yeah, your supervisor called you today about your job. She wants you to call it tomorrow.
For real?
But it's still a quick and lazy way to close his arc. Yes, real life can flow like this, but here, it feels like Cube and DJ Pooh were just too amateur to know how to establish their main character when writing the screenplay. But the rest of the dead ends work for me and make the colors of this painting that much more vibrant, pulling me into the frame. I can't get enough of it. Guys, in the end, Friday is still a classic 30 years on. It doesn't blend in with all the other comedies. Now, it stands tall above them. It stands tall with the best comedies. It's a unique, simple, realistic comedy with some of the best and most memorable characters in movie history. Not just comedies, any genre. And when you remember that this was made by young, first-time filmmakers, it's bloody inspiring. I owe it a lot, and I thank the cast and crew for all they did, because I will never forget this beast. It truly does inspire my work. I'm gonna give Friday a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay jiggy. The better appreciate ya.